Hey everyone. In this brief overview, we're going to look at some of the terminology that we're going to use throughout the semester in relationship to arguments. So you've already heard me mention the word claim. So we're going to look at claims, subclaim, counterclaims, and rebuttals. These are the four tasks that you have when you put together any argument. And this is regardless of what kind of class you're in. All arguments should have these elements to them. So the first thing you need to know, obviously, is that opinion and claims are not the same. An opinion is just anything you say. You don't have to support it. It's just what you think, right? And I'm using Twinkies here. Not that I even eat Twinkies, but I'm using Twinkies as our topic here. For those of you who don't know, Twinkies are a kind of a snack cake. I guess it's kind of a golden vanilla cake with some kind of cream in the middle. So I could have the opinion Twinkies are the most delicious snack cake. Until I support that, that remains an opinion. It does not become a claim. So there are different kinds of claims, and we'll look at that in a separate lecture, but I've given you an idea of how much sturdier a claim is than an opinion. It's not just that it's longer, it's just that there's more meat there. So I'm saying that Twinkies taste better than other snack cakes because of something. And it's that because that helps push it into a claim. It doesn't always have to use the word because. We'll look at lots of different kind of claims. But that signals to you that I'm doing something beyond just saying, this is what I think and I don't care what you have to say. I think this because of the following reasons, and that makes it more sturdy, makes it more robust and academic. All right. So claims are supported by external means. Why do I think this? What are the reasonings? And those reasons are what we'll look at in the remainder of the argument. So review this information here about claims. I've given you a lot of details. So the next term is a subclaim. Subclaims are your support. The tabletop is the claim and the legs are the subclaim. All right. The legs might have details carved into them, and those would be your examples. Right. So all of these are going together to do this table that we have in front of us. But the subclaims are just the supports. They're not the details, they're not the examples, they're not the illustrations. They're major categories that we're going to look at. So in my Twinkie example here, I have an evaluative kind of claim. I'm evaluating something. I'm saying Twinkies are better than other snack cakes. Why? Well, the criteria I'm going to use to discuss why Twinkies are better is their texture. That's support 1, that's subclaim 1. Their creamy filling, that's subclaim 2, and their golden appearance, that's subclaim 3. So we've got a stool. We don't have a table, we have a stool. Those are my evaluative criteria. So because this is an evaluative claim, if it were a definition claim, I'd have parts to my definition. If it was a problem solution claim, I'd have parts to my solution. Whatever it is I'm attempting to do in that particular argument, I'll have a particular kind of claim I'm making, but that claim has to be supported with subclaims. All right. The next thing we're going to look at, in a good argument, it is my job to look at counterclaims. What do other scholars think about my topic? All right. So I could have two kinds of counterclaims, an opposing counterclaim and an alternate counterclaim. Sometimes you'll have both. It just depends on what you're finding in your research. An opposing counterclaim, or sometimes I'll say an opposing point of view, says something very almost opposite to what I'm claiming. So my claim, I'm claiming that Twinkies are the best snack cake, right? An opposing claim might say, oh, no, Little Debbie Swiss rolls are the most delicious snack cake. So now we are on two different sides, my opponent and I. An opposing view is something that's different from my view altogether. That's opposing counterclaim. And I have to take account all of my opposing and alternate points of view for a lot of reasons, and we'll go into those later, particularly in the scientific paper which comes in our next module. but we don't want people to think that we haven't done our research and we don't know what other points of view are. We want to make sure that we ourselves have done the research and understand the topic from all points of view. So opposing counterclaims. Alternate counterclaims, these are folks who maybe agree with us, but maybe for other reasons. So these are other Twinkie admirers, but they don't think Twinkies are the best because of their texture, their creamy filling, and their golden appearance. They think Twinkies are better because of their sugar level, their addition of salt, and their acid level. Okay, I have no idea. Like I said, I don't eat Twinkies, so I don't have any idea. But the point is, the same point of view, an alternate counterclaim agrees with me, but just in a different way. So maybe that I'm doing some kind of problem solution, maybe the problem of having too many Canadian geese in public parks, right? And I agree that something should be done with the geese, and you agree that something should be done with the geese, but we don't agree on how it should be done. So those are alternate claims. An opposing claim would say, I agree that I think we should do something with the geese, and somebody else says, no, I don't think we should do anything with the geese. So is that starting to make sense what the two different points of view are there? Okay. And finally, we have something in an argument called a rebuttal. So that's where I have to address my opposing or alternate points of view, where I have to explain why those points of view may not be correct, or why there's something different we should do with those opposing point of views. So in my rebuttal here, my example is I acknowledge that some people like the sugar level of Twinkies, and I agree that that's definitely something to be taken into account, but I think that the salt and acidity levels are not important at all. So I very politely and professionally dismantled my opposing and alternate points of view. So these are the terms we'll be using, and we'll work just with the claims and subclaims for our first paper, but you'll be coming across these other terms as we go along.